The British have given me so much. On top of all this, they produced an actor that would go so far above and beyond that he would almost instantly personify Superman for a whole new generation. Even if the films where he played Superman didn't work, it was almost universally agreed that he was not the problem. Almost universally agreed are the key words here. As long as Warner Brothers declares the financial bottom line, a $1 billion expectation that just wasn't achieved, regardless of what his management says, I don't think we'll see him play the character again. And that? Well, that's sad. He really did a wonderful job portraying my all-time favorite superhero. You know, maybe, just maybe it's time to jettison any loyalty towards Warner Brothers and take his career somewhere else. But where? So weeks before this health crisis, on my Instagram story, I asked the question: if Henry Cavill were to join the MCU, who should he play? The number of unique responses was staggering, to say the least. Legion of Monsters member and Midnight Sun. Marvel's resident werewolf by night, Jack Russell. The often overlooked powerhouse of East and West Coast Avengers. Stuntman actor extraordinaire and the very best wingman Hank McCoy ever had. Wonder Man. The Prince of Power. Lion of Olympus. Mighty demigod son of Zeus himself. Hercules. The Fist of Khonshu. Former mercenary Mark Spector.
Moon Knight.
Husband, father, explorer in the power cosmic, Mr. Fantastic. The object of Mr. Sinister's obsessions and field leader of the X-Men, Cyclops. Lord of Latveria, practitioner of science and dark arts, Mr. Fantastic's intellectual sparring partner,
Dr. Doom.
Keeper of the Amulet of Right, twin brother to the mutant hero known as Psylocke, the Lionheart of Avalon, Captain Britain. With so many great suggestions, it would have been impossible to just pick two. So I did what any rational nerd would do. I pit them against each other, in a tournament, King of the Ring style. Right off the bat, things got interesting. You see, when Gamma Boy nominated Werewolf by Night, I really didn't think the character had a shot in the dark at winning, or even moving on to the second round. Shows what I know, because that's exactly what happened. As things did not work out for Simon Williams in the first round, no less, I was a little bit heartbroken. He's one of my all-time favorite Avengers. But the people had spoken. This one could have gone either way. If not for a certain demographic. I think the idea of hiding all that beefcake behind a full bodysuit and hood compelled a lot of people to vote. Just not for Moon Knight. Sorry, Keith. For the third match, it was leader versus leader, hero versus hero, scientist versus child of the atom. I don't think it'll surprise anyone to find out that Cyclops de-fucking-destroyed Mr. Fantastic. But he did. He really did. The fourth and final battle of round 1 was completely epic. Egotistical dictator of Latveria versus stoic defender of English crown and countrymen. Dr. Doom versus Captain Britain. While these two characters are polar opposites, their ability to garner votes through the 24-hour voting period was exactly the same. In the end, the idea of Cavill going from playing DC's greatest superhero to playing Marvel's greatest supervillain, which is too much to pass up. Evil at triumph. In case you've lost count, and who can blame you, we had a werewolf, a Greek god, a mutant, and a scientific madman with diplomatic immunity in the semifinals. Werewolf by Night may have taken out Wonder Man in the first round, but he was no match for the Prince of Power, Hercules. Here's where things got tricky. The last battle of the semifinals ended in a tie. I was so incredibly pissed. Even more so when I realized that more than half the votes for Dr. Doom were placed by bots. Doom bots, perhaps? And so, with great pleasure, I dis-fucking-qualified Dr. Doom. A great injustice was undone, and because of it, there was a leader among mutants. Standing across the battlefield from a mighty Olympian, these were our final two. And even though I didn't pick either of them for this list, I think they are phenomenal choices for Henry Cavill to play. With Cyclops, there's a bit of been there, done that with the fandom, and who can blame them? But for Marvel, there are certain avenues they could take to bring something new with the character. Maybe take the Wolverine and the X-Men route. Scott Summers has a lot of depth in that show. Of course, what he doesn't have in there is Jean Grey. Coincidence or trade-off? That's not for me to say. Or, how about a Cyclops who's been a student of both Professor X and Magneto? A Cyclops that combines both of their ideologies. With appearances in movies, video games, and cartoons, surely Scott Summers would steal the popular vote from Hercules. Not so fast, Quicksilver. There's something that train of thought is missing. Hercules predates Superman by like 1,000 years. Even Disney once cashed in on his name, so people know him. Maybe not the full tilt Marvel version, but the gist of the myth. To be honest, they're really not that different. He's a secret love child of Zeus. His stepmother hates him. He likes helping people. He likes a good party and a good fight. What's different is the world around him. Seeing Hercules in the Marvel Universe is quite the sight. To which end he's fought the Hulk, Thor, and countless supervillains while he's been an Avenger. Marvel is bound to get that character in the films. Who better than Henry Cavill to play him? It would be like second nature to that guy. Well, we've gone through the wild and weird options, and we've come to one conclusion. He could play many, but there's only one character Henry Cavill should absolutely play in the Marvel Universe, and that character is Hercules. He ticks all the boxes with his acting ability and believability. And then there's physicality. Tell me, has there ever been a time where you've seen Henry Cavill look anything less than a Greek god? Yeah, I didn't think so. So maybe this game was only worth 2 cents. It was fun. Let's do it again sometime.